The opening day. I know last night you had Yankees-Giants. I get it. And with the season being open last night where the Yankees shut out the Giants 7-0. Sorry to my guy Val out there in the Pacific Grove out in California. But it is a great day. It is a wonderful day. We're down to the final 5 days of the first quarter of 2026. Think about that. We are just about ready to put to bed the first quarter. Bio! Greetings, my man. What is happening? What is going on? Yes, just talking about the Yankees-Giants and how the first quarter of 2026 is about to conclude. And the time keeps on zooming, as you know. And yes, last night for the Yankee hater like myself, all right, Yankees going to win, fine, no problem. I thought maybe Logan Webb would have pitched a lot better than he did. Obviously, that was not the case. And the Giants get shut out while Aaron Judge gets the golden sombrero. And what can you say? That's how the baseball season begins. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come, especially if those out there root for the Yankees. But that's besides the point. To me, today is the real opening day, similar to what the NFL when they have the Thursday night game. Oh, wait, by the way, I'll talk about that in a second, where they have the Thursday night NFL where that opens up the season, but we all know opening day is that Sunday. But you may not have this coming year an NFL where you're not only going to have the Thursday night game, but you have the Wednesday night Seattle opening up the season. You're probably going to have the Rio game in Brazil Friday. You're going to have 3 NFL games before you even get to what will be deemed opening day. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a disaster. I don't have Netflix, so I missed it. Can't wait for tonight. Yeah, going to watch Mets. Yes, sir. And the good thing is that with the podcast, which I may start a little bit early today, since I jumped on at 9:35 or, 9:33-ish, I may start it a little bit early just so, and generally the podcast, even with the comments and everything afterwards, it usually ends relatively 15 minutes or so after. But yeah, if I could get off to an earlier start, just so I could be able to watch the introductions, the player introductions for the Mets, get the feel for the crowd, and then on top of that, of course, watch the game. And one thing I said yesterday in the live, which I'm rolling the dice with now because I didn't think, I actually have plans this evening, and even if I'm in the car, where I'm going to be driving into Manhattan, and it's going to be beautiful today. It's going to be almost 70 degrees in New York. Hallelujah. But I did say yesterday that if Devin Williams comes into the 9th inning today with any lead, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, that I would go live, and I still will do that, although I'll be in the car. And I understand if I'm listening to the game, that's going to be tricky. Yeah, I may have to rely on you guys and gals to be my ears to see how Devin Williams is going to perform. Because, I wish I could be, unless the game is one of those fast games, which I'm hoping. Because, I have to be out of here by 3:45, and the game could end around that time. We'll see. But just a note, and I'll talk about that on the podcast as well. But, the NFL. Can I go back to that for a second? Who are the Met announcers? Well, the Met announcers are Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez, Ron Darling. Today, I believe it's going to be, who does the NBC? I know Matt Vasgersian, who did the game last night. So he flew red-eye from San Francisco to LaGuardia, or maybe not even LaGuardia, maybe JFK. And he's doing the 1 o'clock game. I believe that's what I read. But who the color, let's look that up. That's good. Yeah, and by the way, Vasgersian's good. I like him. Hunter Pence and CC Sabathia. I didn't think he did a good job. And I'm not saying that because he was a Yankee or whatever. I mean, he wasn't terrible, but a lot of you knows, like, Judge, blah, 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 you just hear it 1,000 times. Like, he just doesn't have, he's not polished. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this is what happens when you bring in ex-players who do not have the reps to be in front of a camera and to be live, to watch everything unfold, and to have that as I like to say, that stream of consciousness to be concise, to not be, I don't want to say lazy, but he's just not polished. So, I mean, that's what it boils down to. No, wait a minute. No, I'm not getting that. Hold on. So that was the deal last night with the game. I mean, the game itself was terrible. But how I look at it is the announcing, especially with what we've seen here, obviously over the years with the NBA, and especially with NBC, bringing in the Carmelo Anthony's. And I understand they're doing more of the pregame, halftime stuff. They're not doing the in-game stuff. But, and I get it, they're ex-players. They're going to get that more so than guys like you or me, which I understand. But that doesn't necessarily mean because they have all the experience in the world on a basketball court that right away they're going to be the ones to not only just dissect the game, they can dissect it, but to critique it and be honest about it. Because, players, they fraternize. They're not going to knock on the players. They're not going to knock on the teams. They're just going to milquetoast it, where guys like you and I are going to be like, oh, hey, he did not perform well, or what was he doing there in the corner, not boxing out, or whatever it is. So, all right, who are the announcers? Let's see, for NBC. Who are the NBC baseball announcers? All right, so they're going to have Jason Benetti. I've never seen this guy. He's a top MLB announcer, but I don't know if he's doing a game today because Matt Vasgersian is doing the Sunday leadoff because they have the Sunday night package. Studio analyst Clayton Kershaw, Joey Votto, Anthony Rizzo. Host of Bob Costas, the Sunday night pregame, Ahmed Fareed. Booth analyst varies weekly, including former MLB players connected to participating teams. So wait, they're going to have Ron Darling then, maybe? Val. Last night, I know, not a good night for your Giants. That's for sure. Booth analysts, including former Major League players connected to the participating teams. So I guess it may have Ron Darling and I guess maybe a Pirate connection. Yeah, 7-0 to the Yankees. Cheers, water. Yeah, this Jason Benetti, I never heard of him. But anyway, NBC, as you said, Bio. And you don't have Netflix, good for you. Yeah, I don't have Netflix either. I think the wife has it, but. Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if they're showing the Dodger Diamondback game in New York. I know that's on, they say NBC Peacock. Yeah, I don't know. I got to look that up. Axel, what's going on? I did see you yesterday in the live stream. Of course, I was babbling about the preview, and I think you may have left the room, but I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, and thank you for stopping by now. Yeah, Cincinnati Reds opening day against the Red Sox. Very good matchup. Let me ask you this. Why did they push that to 4 o'clock? That used to be, the Reds used to be the first game, period. Whether it be 105, and I understand there's other games that are at 105, but they used to be right out of the gate because of the history of the National League, the Reds, etc. I wonder why they moved that up. Why do you think the Giants lost that bad? Well, Logan Webb gave up 5 runs in that second inning, and that's it. Right, I know you have that parade, but what? But does the parade, wouldn't that be early in the morning and then it leads up into game time, which would be 1 o'clock, or did they push the parade up maybe? You know what? That's one, that's, obviously that's not a bucket list thing, but considering that they should move that back to 1 o'clock, or they should start that game at 12:30 or something. I would like to do that. I would like to go to Cincinnati there for an opening day. Mets play, wait, let me think about that. Well, I remember the Mets played there on an opening day in 1984 and got bombed 8-1. And they also played their opening day in '05. That's when Pedro Martinez pitched great that day, and then Braden Looper gave it up, I believe it was in the ninth inning, and they lost in extras. But, yeah, it would be nice if they, if the Mets were their opening day, I'd get out there. They pushed the parade and the festivities out. Oh, they did? All right. Yeah, because, yeah, I mean, the Reds, they always, opening day, obviously they always had opening day in their building. And on top of that, they were always the first game, which makes sense. They pushed the parade and festivities. Yeah, I wish they didn't do that, but, you know. And I think the weather in Cincinnati, if I saw, was 81 degrees today. Well, that's really good. And I think it's 91 in St. Louis, but in Wrigley, it's going to be 48 degrees. Obviously, they're by the lake. I get it. Windy City. It's going to be 40 degrees here on Saturday for Game 2, Mets-Pirates. Let me see. Let me scroll up here. All right, the other thing I wanted to talk about, too, and I'm going to mention this on the podcast today, the NFLing again. You know me, anytime I get a shot at the NFL. But this actually ties in to everything that I've talked about with the NFL. Yesterday, they officially announced that the Niner-Ram game in Australia is Thursday night, 8:30, September 10th, here, Eastern Time. So obviously by you guys, Bio and Val, the Ram and Niner fans that you are, it'll be 5:30 your time. That game is going to be Friday morning in Australia. I believe that game is in Melbourne. I don't think it's in Sydney. Oh, either way, it's in Australia. That game is going to be at 10:30 a.m. Australia time. So now it's almost as if they lose a day and they got to play in the morning, number one. And I guess it's to open up the season, have plenty of rest, whatever. But then my thing is that when they come back, they'll gain time. But I hear when you go to Australia, there's been a lot of reports that it literally takes you almost a week. They say 5 to 6 days. And I understand they're a West Coast team, so it's not as if they're the Jets, Giants, Patriots, etc. But I would think the schedule makers, they're not gonna give them a bye. Come on, in week 2. I would think one of those games the following week, they're gonna either play Sunday night, or one of the two teams, they're gonna play Sunday and Monday night. Or maybe there's a Monday night doubleheader ESPN where the Rams, well, both of those games are gonna be at home. So the Ram game, they can play the Rams at 7 o'clock. I mean, I understand it's 4 o'clock West Coast. So that's probably not going to work. But I'm sure that they're going to play a Sunday night game and a Monday night game back to back. They have to. I mean, how are they going to play? Could you imagine? So they're going to go from playing Friday in Australia at 10:30. By the time they come back, which is, I mean, God knows, well, I don't even know what the flight from LA to Australia is. Maybe 14 hours, if I had to guess. Maybe less. Let me look that up. How long is the flight from, damn it, I'm going to say Melbourne. Melbourne to LA is 14 and a half to 15 hours. And that is direct. That's not even with stops. I mean, that's insane. So by the time they get back, so let's say that game ends 1:30 in the afternoon Australia time. By the time press, shower, get to the airport, hour and a half. So let's say 3:30 their time. 14 and a half hours. So 3:30 their time. I got to see the difference. I mean, that's insane. The Wednesday and Thursday NFL game ruin open. It certainly does. Bio, that's bullseye. And this is why I get on the NFL. Because, I mean, I've said it a million times. My mind is clouded, Zach. Okay. How do you detect that? I don't know. But I just don't understand how the NFL thinks that having a game in Australia to start the year, I understand global, the brand, etc. I mean, the brand is strong as it is to begin with, but how does that do well for the safety of their players? And I get it. They're not flying commercial. They have chartered planes with all the amenities, Wi-Fi, reclining seats, food, etc. But I don't get it. I just don't. And like you said, look, Wednesday and Thursday, and they're going to play Friday. Bills were playing Toronto years ago. Yeah, but Toronto to Buffalo to Toronto, what is that? That's like an hour and a half car ride. Yep, that's the old Jerry Glanville. NFL not for long. The NFL will probably be playing everything. Oh, that's going to happen. You already know, Bio. You already know. And it's a shame. It's a disgrace. Because it just kills, in my eyes, I understand maybe not to the 20-year-old, the 25-year-old, or the person who gambles out of their gourd, but to you and I, lifelong fans who follow the sport religiously and have been on top of it, and to see how this is all just like come apart at the seams, don't they know that too much of anything is a bad thing? Even the NFL, at least in my eyes. And I understand you and I may be in the minority when it comes to that. And think about it. The game Wednesday, Seattle, whomever they host, is going to be on NBC. The Thursday night game is going to be on Amazon. The Friday, Rio de Janeiro, you know that's going to happen. That's going to be probably on Peacock or maybe Netflix, who knows. Get rid of Thursday night user. Listen, I wish they would, but they're not going to do that. And they should get rid of Thursday night because the games aren't that great. I understand you've had a handful of games last year, late in the season, that were great, but generally it's a terrible game because the home team usually wins. The compensation, I mean, it's compromised. NFL Sundays, Bio, of course. 1 o'clock Sunday was it. And all right, you got the Sunday night game, that's fine. So you have 1 o'clock, and it used to be 1, 4, and 8. It wasn't 1, 4, 25. But we understand they're going to stagger the time so they can have that window for the game of the week there. But yeah, it's too much, man. I hate it. I can't say I don't like it. I hate it. And then the last thing about that with the NFL is, I even jotted that down. Hold on. Because I want to make this point. And I'll make this point on the podcast. Oh, yeah. Here's the user. Most of it is rigged. All right. Why do you say that? Let me ask you this, user. Do you gamble? Answer that question first, and then I'll know right away. Who has a real game this season? Don't know yet. Yes. I know, 10 a.m. Oh, God, I would love that. My NFL day would be over like 8 o'clock or 8:30 as opposed to 11:30. And it was even better when I was in Hawaii. I was in Hawaii 1 year in 2009. And the 1 o'clock games on the East Coast were 7 a.m. in Hawaii. If I lived in Hawaii and watched the NFL, my day would be over at 5:30. I mean, maybe I need to live in Hawaii, but then again, it's super expensive there. But now to get to my point, I know I'm all over the map. And to your question, Val, we're going to know that real game before the schedule release, I would think the second week of May. And here we are in late March, and they're announcing this. I'll get you a comment in a second, user. But why have a schedule release day? Why? It makes no sense. We already know Seattle's opening up on Wednesday. We already know that the Australia game is going to be Thursday after that game. We know that the Niners are playing in Mexico, I think in December, they said. Right, we don't know the Thanksgiving games. I understand we don't know the week in, week out. I get it. But it's like, why? Why have a schedule release day if you're going to leak out like the big games, the most important games of the year? Or the games that are of note, considering the games overseas. You're going to know who the matchups are and the dates in London. I believe they're playing in Madrid this year. The Rio game. And, oh, by the way, they announced the Niner-Ram game on the day where the baseball season opens. So it's almost like the NFL, how can we steal any press from any of the other major sports? Baseball starting their season? All right, let's squash it, especially in San Francisco, where the Niners are going to open up in Melbourne against the Rams. I mean, come on. They're just terrible. All right, user, no gambling but bad calls all the time. No need to gamble on a sport I love. Now, I hear you. Good for you on that. Yeah, there's bad calls all the time. Yeah, I know they're bad calls, but, we watch because we love it. And unfortunately, with the NFL in particular, the reason why the NFL was so special because it was technically once a week. I understand you had the Monday night game, which was special in its own right back in the day. But yes, Benjamin, welcome. But the thing is that it's not special anymore because the Thursday night game, as I mentioned before, it compromises the competition. They're not great games, albeit there are some arguments for that. But then as you get deeper into the year, especially once you get past Thanksgiving, and look, Thanksgiving, you have the 3 games then. They're thinking of a Thanksgiving Eve game, as I talked about a few weeks ago. So think about that. When you get to Thanksgiving week, they're going to have a Wednesday game, 3 Thursday games, and a Black Friday game. So before you even get to Sunday, a third of your schedule that week is already done. Or almost. I mean, it's a disgrace. What are they going to have all week? They're going to have the Monday night game. They're going to, let's have a Thanksgiving Eve game on Tuesday. So let's just run the whole week. We can't do the Saturday because of the NFL. But, hey, why not? Then when the college season is over, you got Saturday games. You got Christmas Day games, which now Christmas this year is on a Friday. So you already know NBA is going to get swallowed up by the NFL again. It's just a disgrace. I hate it. I hate it. And I don't want to hear people say, well, JAYREELZ, stop watching the NFL. Well, I've said this a zillion times, and sorry for repeating this to the bio and to Val of the world, the bios and Vals of the world. I've been watching the sports since the mid-'70s. Who knows? Maybe by the year 2030, I've had enough because I'll have a game every day of the week and it will just ruin everything. And Seattle Supersonics coming. Yes. Oh, did you really? Oh, nice. Against it. Yeah, cool. Wow, look at that. That's great. Bio. A memory that you have forever. Yeah, Seattle, and I guess Vegas is going to have their team. And they've talked about, I also read that either, I think Memphis or Minnesota is going to be moved to the East. Because if they're going to do, now I don't know if they're going to do similar to the NFL, which I hope they don't do. Because they'll have 32 teams and they can break it down to have 16 teams, 4 in each division, which they could do. I hope they don't, but Fuqua, what is happening? Diamond, you'll be watching flag football in 10 years. User, I'm from New York. Diamond Cooper, that's an excellent point. And I didn't watch why did they make a big deal of this flag football thing? And I know my guy, DeNavis, who I love, he said, hey, you're going to watch that? I said, I didn't watch it. And I saw some highlights. I know Tom Brady threw that, got out of the rush, and he threw a TD in the back of the end zone. I think it was to Stephon Diggs. And you have Joe Burrow running around as if he's Barry Sanders. Did you see that too? I'm sure the ownership, Mike Brown and company, were holding their breath when they see Joe Burrow trying to look like Barry Sanders, juking everybody on the field. Fuqua, I'm going to test my leg. I should have read that before. My apologies. It's been 7 days since the injury. All right. What, you're going to go for a run, Fuqua? Hey, just pace yourself, man. Just pace yourself. Nice and easy. You have to get crazy. Yeah, trust me. When I broke my foot 2 years ago, it took me 3 months to get back, and it felt good. But I wasn't going at breakneck speeds. It wasn't like listen. As much as I was itching to get back out there to run, but I knew I had to take it easy. I'm not trying to break any personal records here. So, and today's a beautiful day. Listen, I wish I could go out there and run right now. And I should have got up extra early, but I was preparing for the podcast and stuff and stretched this morning. But yeah. And afterwards, I won't be able to because I got somewhere to go tonight. I actually have going to see, actually a former coworker of mine who doesn't know that I'm going has written I believe an off-Broadway play. So I'm going to go see that tonight. But the flag football thing, Diamond, excellent point. And they're going to have the flag football in the Olympics in 2 years. There is no way I'd watch that. Oh, good question, Bio. What's my best time running 1 mile? Well, once upon a time, let me answer it this way. I averaged throughout a race, a 10-mile race, it was 7.5 minutes, 7:36 to be exact. But doing it leisurely, I went to a track and I just quarter of a mile each lap. And I did it in 6:56. And I want to do that again just to see what my personal is. Because, when you're just doing that 1 mile, you're doing the 4 laps, it's like, you could go at a breakneck speed pretty much. Where in a race, you got to pace yourself. But that was 2016. That was and I was training for a marathon then. So I was in peak form. So yeah, it was that. J-Rob, what is happening? But yeah, so that would be my best. Yeah, and I would like to do consistent 7.5 minute mile. And Fuko, you going outside to run? Please. Oh no, the treadmill. Please let me know. My best time a million years ago was wow. Is that right? Bio. So wait a minute. Did you used to run back in the day? I'm curious. And if you did, why'd you stop? And you say a million years ago. I hope you're not talking about like high school or whatever. Yeah, but flag football, come on. I don't think I can run. Mike using a power chair? I tell you, man, just the NFL. Yeah, right. Could you imagine if the NFL turns to flag football? Nathan, welcome. Not too bad. Doing well. It's MLB. Today's opening day. Let's call it like we see it. It's going to be almost 70 degrees in New York today. Although it's temporary, because by Saturday, it's going to be 40 degrees, the high. But, hey, live in the moment. Enjoy it. But I'm good, Nathan. Where are you from? And Mile, not Mike, yes. J-Rod, that's funny. And in fact, I know, J-Rod, I didn't get back to you yesterday. My apologies. I know late last night, when you sent me that, I just finished walking the dog, then came back. The wife came home early, then I started cooking, then we started talking, because then we're going out tonight and planning stuff for the weekend. Indiana. All right, a Hoosier. Congrats to your college football team. Welcome, Nathan. Appreciate you hopping on board. But so the podcast today, I'm going to start off. I'm going to talk MLB to start. Sorry, college basketball. But I'm only going to speak a few minutes because obviously yesterday I did the MLB preview. For those who don't know, MLB preview was yesterday during the live stream. It's on the channel. Definitely check it out. Broke it all down, pillar to post, etc. But I'll talk about the matchups, the weekend, etc. this weekend as far as the teams that are going to face one another, etc. Then I'm also going to get into college basketball. The novice Oh, jeez. Yo, why do people think I look like Jeffrey Epstein? Salary cap going down? What, the NBA salary cap? I didn't see that. Little goldfish. Jeffrey Epstein has joined the live stream. Jeez. Aaron Hernandez, okay. Over the years, people have said I look like either Aaron Hernandez, no surprise. People said Mike Tyson, only because of the eye, I guess the boxer eyes. People said I had that. I had two people, which is crazy. I don't even know, like, shocker. Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm like, I look nothing like that guy. And now I'm getting Jeffrey Epstein these days. NBA cap going down. Yeah, I didn't know that. How far down is the cap going? Let's see. NBA.com. Yeah, nothing here. Hold on. Yeah, I'd like to know how much it's going down. What's the NBA salary cap now? I should know that. NBA salary cap is 154.647 million. Okay, just say 154.65, round it off. For 26-27, it's projected to be 165 million. Soft cap, yeah, of course. Then they got the second apron. Yeah, I don't see anything here, but listen, I take your word for it. Yeah, and if it goes down, I wonder by how much, though. Oh, $1 million? Oh, yeah, that's nothing. No, I just played baseball and basketball in high school. Okay. So that was high school where you ran and, yo, 636, that's no joke, man. Please, I would like to get to sub 7. But I don't think I could do anything better than that. Sub 7, my age? Jeez. Matt Chapman had difficulty yesterday scoring home runs. Yeah, what did he do yesterday in the game? By $1 million, but it never goes down. Well, I think, especially with the TV rights deal that they just got, I'm sure it's going to just continue to go up. I mean, they did sign what? This is the first year of an 11-year media rights deal with NBC and Amazon, etc. Let's see. Hold on. No. Let's go. Hang on. Let me JAYREELZ, I see. Buyer, you're too kind, man. I would say you kind of look like Jim Thorpe, greatest athlete of all time. Yeah, he's one of the all-time great athletes, that's for sure. RH in the house. What up, RH? How do you know that he's my favorite artist? Mosh. Mosh Fatty Mosh? Will you be Hoka? What about Hoka running shoes? Please, I wouldn't mind being a spokesperson for them. I never worn their shoes, though. But I know you're not talking about the sneaker. But I don't even know what Hokage is. You're going to have to enlighten me on that, Mosh. Yes, you did, the novice. I know somebody asked me, was it yesterday? Maybe it was Val who asked me, who I think the next North Carolina coach, and I have no clue. But what about Jerry Stackhouse? Stackhouse, I know, has been a pretty good coach. I understand he's bounced around a little bit, but I would say, yeah. Yeah, the Warriors did win. Beat the Nets. But, hey, you don't throw back wins. RH, if you think I look like Bad Bunny, man, I don't know what to tell you. Now, that's a first. Yeah, I think Stackhouse, unless they're going to go outside of the family, quote unquote. I know it's funny. There were rumors about that because he wasn't in the studio the other day for the college basketball. I don't know if he wants to coach, though. Because part of coaching is recruiting. And I don't know what to tell you. John 3:16, although he has a dot in between, so maybe that's the reason. All right. I'll pray for you, John. Let's see. But as far as North Carolina, I would think they're probably hired from within, no? All right, RH. Let's see. Bio, what's this thing with Puka Nacua? Could you answer me that? I know it's based on all this being alleged, and I would think he'd know better than to do that. But yeah, that's crazy. I hope it's not the case, but what is this, Draymond? Wembanyama shouldn't have to state importance of defense. Said he hated and absolutely loved the MVP self-promotion from Green made clear after his comments. Wemby said defense is 50% of the game, and I was like, oh no. I hated it to do that for it to be said. All of a sudden, you turn on TV, it's like, actually, maybe he's MVP. Corn, dude, I'm stealing that golf joke. Pepsi! Let me guess what you drink. Matt Chapman had a flyout. Wasn't good last season. 105 hits, 21 home runs yesterday. Not good. I know. I was supposed to look up his stats from last night. Yeah, Draymond is talking about everybody wants to cross Luka Doncic when Doncic doesn't live up to the standard of defense, but we got this guy defending entire teams, and nobody took into account until he said 50%. I want to give him so much credit for a profound statement. Was it really that profound? Yeah, you're the one that's saying it. I don't know. Draymond, I don't know. Let's see. No, just smoke crack. Oof, no, not this guy. Would love to smoke crack with JAYREELZ. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard pass for me, Corn and RH. Water, by the way. Cheers. Let me see. Yeah, let me look at what you call it, Matt Chapman last night. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot that ESPN has bought MLB TV, so all the games are on their platform. Is that right? Jameson Williams. He's also in Aries. That's it. Draymond, absolutely. We talked about him just a second ago. Let's see. Matt Chapman last night was 0 for 3. Grounded into a fielder's choice, flied out, lined out, and walked. And Max Fried 2 hits. Yeah, we know how he did yesterday. Logan Webb got bombed. The 5-run second inning did him in, but yeah, looking forward to baseball. Maybe a New York team playing Friday, September 11th on Amazon. That's a good one too. Jets or Giants. Excellent call, Donavis. I can see that. In fact, Mets are playing the Yankees at Yankee Stadium on September 11th. It's, because it's the 25th anniversary. So yeah, boy, that was excellent job on your part. If I talk about it on the podcast, I got to give you credit. So not to say I'm stealing it from you, but that's an excellent point. I could definitely see that because it's the 25th anniversary. But if they're going to do a Rio game, I don't know. I saw Seth Curry on the bench yesterday. Yeah, Steph Curry's still out. He should be coming back, though. And Paul George is back. Did he not play last night? I know they won. What's going on over there? Kismet's over there. It sounds like she's sniffing something. Let's see. Hold on. Scores. Yeah, I mean, look at that score. And that was in regulation, that game? Jeez. The Sixers won 157 to 137. And the Bulls scored 53 points in the fourth quarter. And the Sixers scored 51 points. I mean, that's what the NBA is just. Yeah, Paul George had 28 points. That is, I mean. So wait a second. Let me see if I do my math correct. At the end of the third quarter, 38-33, 71, 71 and 51. They had 122 points, the Sixers, after three quarters. It was 122, let me see, 52, 52 and 32, 84. 122 to 84. And then the Bulls scored 53 points in the fourth quarter. Oh, you're right. The Cowboys are playing in Rio. But do they play that Friday night, though? That's the thing. Karl Malone has a son from a girl 13 years older than... Yeah. Is that right? Not surprised. Wait. What was that? Hold on. Val was wearing a Speedo. Karl Malone. And wait, in bio, you got to get back to me on Puka Nacua. What happened with that? Any insight? Yeah, that's a crazy foul to score. Yeah, I know. And then the T-Wolves, they didn't have this crazy comeback. Oh, they had a 15-0 run? In overtime? No way. Yeah, I don't know about the Rockets. Midnight's Gurley, excuse me. Puka's dumping in the box of rocks? Yeah, what's up with that, man? Yeah, I mean, I know it's all alleged. I'm sure. I mean, come on. Like, what is he doing, if that's the case? Midnight's Gurley, I did not watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I did not see that. Sorry. I take it you're a Marvel fan. If Rams draft a wide receiver in the first two rounds, he is gone after the season. Interesting. Let me think about that. Yeah, because they're going to have to pay him. Look, JSN just got 4 for what, 168? And you know he's going to want something close to that. So, what is she doing over there? Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, if anything, Sean McVay, I'm sure, is probably calling him to get in the office like, hey, I don't care where you are. Or they have to at least. What is she doing over there? What happened? Yeah, I mean, if they haven't FaceTime or something, because, yeah, I mean, that's a crazy story. Yeah, I don't know about the Rockets. That was a bad loss last night. Uh, Light schedule in the NBA tonight. Knicks and Charlotte. That's not a bad game. New Orleans at Detroit. Sacramento at Orlando. If Puka doesn't get it, my guess is that he would. An upper decker. Nice. RH got jokes today. Let me see. I know, it's so funny. Look at these websites, and they're already talking about the NFL draft, which is still a month away. Here on ESPN, Adam Schefter. Will the Jets take a chance on drafting Ty Simpson? Does anybody care right now? Nobody cares. No one. We understand. NFL rules everything around us. Cream, get the money, dollar bill. But no, not in my world. I could care less about the NFL right now. I know I talked about it before because that was only because of the scheduling thing yesterday with the Niner Ram game in Australia. But, no one cares about who's a better prospect, Ty Simpson or Fernando Mendoza. That was another thing I saw too. Stop. You want to get 2 weeks before the draft? Okay, fine. Week before the draft week, have at it. But yeah, so I also want to talk about too in the NBA on the podcast, which I may start a little bit early. I don't know if I will. Maybe 10:45. I'm also may try to stream live on TikTok at some point. Because, yeah, obviously I got to expand the brand. I know I posted a lot of my, yesterday, my Instagram. Because I'm able to take my snippets from the podcast and send. Didn't Puka say something about the refs last season? Yeah, he did. I forgot what that was, though. Oh, did I turn this off? Hold on. There we go. Yeah, I think he did foul. I can't remember what it was, though, at this present moment. But he did say something about the refs. Yeah, but the NBA, I want to talk about the players now with the 65-game rule. And I know the agent for Cade Cunningham came out. Jeff Schwartz, who I believe is Kyrie's agent. Come on. Nobody cares. Play the games and that's it. Are the Phillies acting unsportsmanlike? Max Epler, you're on wrong. Alvaroido. Yeah, you got to wonder what the hell's going on there. Those three guys on the shelf. Oh, here we go. Mark Sammons, 2 words. You're wrong. I looked it up yesterday. I'm not blind. We need 100 million more. Rodney, oh God. 100 million more? Yeah, the Phillies, I tell you, and you know what, Fuqua, as you saw yesterday, I picked the Phillies to go to World Series. I don't know, something tells me. And listen, that team's getting old and their window's closing, but I don't know, something. But listen, we're probably, at the end of the day, the Dodgers are probably going to be there, so. But, yeah, so the 65-game rule with the NBA, yeah, I mean, come on. These, what's going to happen? You're going to play half the games and you're going to be qualified or you feel like you want to be qualified to be an MVP. Jaylen Brown said it best on one of his live streams. He said, no, they shouldn't even do that. Phillies will choke, unfortunately. Yeah, I know they have done so in the last 4 years, especially in the playoffs. But Jaylen Brown's right. He came out and said that, nah, how can you reward players for postseason awards if they're playing 45, 50 games? And we all know about load management. So Phillies got no deep bench, one injury, and they will fall like a house of cards. Yeah, and they're old, too. That's the other thing. And listen, I know Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm and who else? Who's that center fielder? Is Brandon Marshall going to be in the center fielder now? Oh, no, he's playing left field, is he not? But, yeah, once Zach Wheeler comes back and Christopher Sanchez is good, Aaron Nola, I know Taijuan Walker, bullpen. See, the thing, it's funny, the Phillies and the Yankees, they both have bully offenses to the point where they beat up bad pitching. I understand Logan Webb's a good pitcher, so the Yankees beat it. They had just the one big inning. But in the postseason, they don't hit. And that's the Yankees. They don't hit in the postseason. And the same for the Phillies. Look last year. When did the free Trout chance start? Yeah, they should start sooner than later. And how many more years he has left on his contract? He's 34 already? Oh. How many years? Mike Trout. So he's got 5 more years, including this year. After through the 2030 season. So yeah, you got this year, 7, 8, 9, 5 more years left. I saw it on YouTube. Who's better, Mendoza and the other player you were talking about? Ryan Sports 9 and Burgess. I'll look that up. Yeah, they're talking about it because they probably only could talk NFL. Where I get it. Everybody wants, they can't get enough of the NFL. But you think I'm leading my show or I'm going to talk about, listen, I got to talk about it. It's what I do. But yeah, you think I'm leading my show with NFL? Put it this way. The day of the draft, that Thursday, which is what, April, is it the 22nd or 29th? I think it's the 22nd. And the NFL draft's in Pittsburgh. I miss the NFL draft being in New York. 23rd to 25th. That's right, I said 22nd. Which that's in that 4 weeks from today? Where's my calendar? I took that down. Yeah, it's 4 weeks from today, the draft. On the day of the draft, I am not opening the show with the NFL draft. I'm not. Because you're going to have NBA playoffs, you're going to have Stanley Cup playoffs, you're going to have baseball is going to be 4 weeks in. You think I'm going to start with the NFL draft? Hell no. I'm not doing that. Corn. Cardinals. Football or baseball? Oh, wait. I see you've posted up here. Yeah, Judge is 34 too, Donovis. You're right. 34 and Corn. Yeah, who's going to stop him is right. Is not going to be in the season award. Oh, Steph Curry? No, he's not. Oh, so you like the Cardinals? Playful pal. Disgusting. Yeah, Yankees, yeah. They're not playing today. It's Friday and Saturday. Corn, what's up with your Cardinals, man? They're going to have a long year. Wait, let me go back. 3P. Yeah, Ryan Sports 9 and Burgess. Let me see. Let's have some fun with this. B-U-R? B-E-R-G-E-S. Oh, wait, YouTube. My bad. All right, now Val, these guys, are they young? I'm curious. Yeah, look at their thumbnails. Sports content creator. Ryan Sports 9. All right, so they did a football hype video. They did, yeah, they do like hype videos and yeah, they do a lot of shorts, it seems. All right. Yeah, they're probably young. Let's see. Mr. AI Philip Anselmo. Oh no, why? He's gonna like be Candyman, he's gonna pop up somewhere. Oh, Pantera. Oh, he's in Pantera? Yeah, I never listened to Pantera. What, did he pass away? Oh. Yes, Val. June 30th. Thoughts and predictions on seeing. Hey, Vic, what's up, man? Welcome. Or welcome back. Please come to India. I would like to go there. Why not? What part of India? What was that, 3-2? Or 3_2? 3 dot, I don't know. Hello, put on the glasses. But then again, you can see the reflection of the ring light. Yeah, 3._. Yeah, St. John's Duke. I'll talk about that on the podcast. These glasses need to be clean. I think St. John's, they're going to try to play physical. Obviously, Zubi Ejiofor is going to have a monster game. And listen, I think St. John's can win. I don't think they're going to win, though. Yeah, I'm not going to pick a score. But yeah, I think that's going to be a game the first to 60 is going to win. Maybe 50. No, I can't say 50. I don't think it's going to be that low scoring. Yeah, I'd say the first to 60 is going to win that game. And I think Duke's going to win. Yeah, I think because Duke, I understand that they can play physical. And I know St. John's are going to want them to play their game. But I would think John Shire is smart enough to know Patino, how he coaches. And I think Dylan Darling's going to have to be a lot better than he has been so far in this tournament. So that's what I think. Who are my two teams for the title game? I picked Houston and Michigan. Val, I think so. I know they just like to talk NFL, Ryan Sports 9, Birds like to talk about that sort of thing. All right. Kerala, India. Where's that near? Is that near Mumbai? Is that near New Delhi? I'm curious. I can look that up. They will both be home before the first Sunday kickoff. Both be home for the first Sunday kickoff. Wait, what are you referring to, the novice? You lost me there. What about Seth Curry? Can he be in anymore? Oh, no, Seth Curry, not at all. They'll both be home before the Sunday kickoff. I think I missed something there. Who's going to be the next North Carolina basketball coach? I don't know. The name I threw out there earlier was Jerry Stackhouse. Why not him? He's been in the coaching ranks. I mean, He's bounced around a little bit. Let me see. Where's Jerry Stackhouse has coached? And again, I don't know if they want to stay in-house. I would think they would, but let's see. Jerry Stackhouse. Raptors. Yeah, Vanderbilt. Oh, he's a Warrior assistant. I didn't even know that. I did not know that. I know Stackhouse was such a great player in college. He never was a great pro, though. Yeah, drafted by the Sixers. I know then he sent him to Detroit. He and Iverson never got along. A lot of rumors about that. But yeah, listen, I say Stackhouse. That'd be my guess, but I don't know. 1034. What was I looking up here? I was going to look up something else here. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Hold on. Oh, that's down there, huh? Look at that. I'm looking up. That's in the southwest part. That's really deep southwest. Hold on. Yeah, that is far from Mumbai. That is far from... Where's New Delhi? Yeah, I'm looking up where Kerala, India is. You know me, always curious. Yeah, that's all the way down there. Colton. Likewise. Billy Donovan. Yeah, somebody mentioned that yesterday while listening to talk radio. Now, how many years he has left on his... Didn't he just sign an extension with the Bulls? Let's see. Now, of course, my focus is on Chicago. Doesn't deny interest in UNC coaching job, but okay. Yeah, I would think that he had, like, listen, I get it to leave the Bulls to go to North Carolina, but North Carolina, that's a high-pressure job, man. Did you watch that movie, Him, They Call Me? That movie was atrocious. I hope you're not referring, your name isn't referring to that. Let's see. Yeah, Billy Donovan signed a multi-year extension. For how long, though? Doesn't say. Could I get how long? Did not reveal the length of the financial terms, okay? I'm sure he'd be able to get out of the contract, but why? I was born with the him. Let me guess, are those your initials? I don't know. You'd have to come in with insults, by the way, him, but all right. Yeah, negotiations, blah, 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 yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to, let's see, maybe I'll go to 45, and then I'll give me 15 minutes before I get started at the top of the next hour. Because I know podcast at 11, then your comments, questions, I'll take after the podcast. So, yeah, if you are in there early and expect me to respond in that first hour, I'm going to wait till the next hour. So, keep insulting with respect, of course, but that isn't respect, isn't it? If you're going to do that. Insult with respect. That's next to impossible there. Predictions on Mets and Yankees. I think the Yankees have a good year. I think they'll, trust me, I was this close with picking them as an over this year, but I can never do that. No offense there to my guy Donavis. Yes, he is, Val. I didn't realize he was an assistant on the Warrior staff. Yeah, I think the Yankees have a big year. I don't have them going to a World Series. So I don't know if that means they're going to lose in a wild card, divisional series, or championship series. Mets, on the other hand, I think they'll make the playoffs. Their defense scares me. Devin Williams, I mean, literally, I'll be holding my breath this entire year. And go finally. Oh, listen, bio from your lips to the baseball god's ears. But I think the Mets, I think they'll make the playoffs, but they're not going to a World Series either, in my eyes. Wow, he thinks the Mets will go further. Bio, you're not saying that to make me feel good. Nah, I'm teasing when I say that. I'm joking. All right, let's see. No, let's get that out of here. Get that out of here. Osborne. Bubba Chandler. All right. Yeah, anything else happening in sports here? I think that's it. Yeah, NHL I'll talk about too. Yeah, so obviously on the docket, Major League Baseball to start in the podcast, then obviously all the college basketball, including, I'll talk Stackhouse again. I'll give him my thoughts. I got to talk about Hubert Davis getting fired. Then NBA, the 65-game rule with these players. I know I started to talk about that before. The Celtics beat OKC last night. Jaylen Brown, excellent game. They snapped the 12-game win streak by the Thunder. NHL, and then, of course, the NFL. You know, I got to throw in my 2 rusty cents on them with what I talked about earlier. And, yeah, that'll be a podcast. And then soon thereafter, I'll go watch the Met game. And hopefully, as I'm getting ready, because I got to go out, because I talked about this yesterday, and I'll just repeat it. If Devin Williams is in a save opportunity, I said I was going to go live yesterday. I may be driving at that time, and I want to listen to the game, but then, of course, I got to worry about getting copyright infringement because the game's being played on in the background while I'm driving. Hopefully, the game ends earlier. Hopefully, the Mets are blowing out the Pirates, but again, it's Paul Skeens' pitching. So, yeah, you have to bear with me on that. And for a split second, I actually thought about doing a live watching the Met game, but because I had plans, and obviously between this live, the podcast, and then to do the baseball game live, yeah, it would have been too much. Not necessarily, but in essence, it would have been. Al Horford missed the 7th. Yeah, listen, Horford is what, 39 now? I think he's, let me double check, maybe 38. Al Horford, yeah, he's been around a long time. Let's see. Yeah, he'll actually be 40 in June. Crazy. Ten likes, double digits. Hey, how do you see 10, Val? I see 9. That's all good. What happened to Mark Sammons? Is he going back checking on Hal Morris again, whether or not he played? I mean, come on. Who are we talking about here? Yes. And then that was in 06. And then in 07, I believe they beat them in a semifinal. Is that right? Because that was the year Georgetown went, and then they beat Ohio State in the final. Let me see that. Yep, that's exactly what happened. That's crazy, right? Back-to-back years. Not only championship game, and then in the semifinal. Odds of MLB getting a salary cap someday. Good question there, Vic. Right now, it's looking like 0, but if I had to throw a number, it's got to be less than 25%. We know the owners would want it. The players don't. And the crazy thing is that the players, they don't care about competitive balance. They just want to get paid. But then my thing is that, well, if it works for the NFL, NBA, NHL, why can't it work for Major League Baseball? It's that they just want to have a million, they want to be able to make $1 zillion and have 13, 14-year contracts. And that only goes to the top player. Not everybody's getting those type of contracts, but, Yes, Florida has beaten UCLA, I believe, last 3 times. Wow, is that right? I keep receipts. Well, when was the last time? Because if that was 06, 07, wait, they didn't play against each other last year, right, in the tournament? 39, yeah, Al Horford. 40, June 3rd. All right, guys. Yeah, 10:45 it just hit. All right, I'm going to... 2011. Go on, Bio. On top of it. Love it. All right, I'm going to land this sucker in a moment. If the Dodgers repeat, it might bring the percentages up. Oh, yeah, I think it will. Yeah, and I heard a lot over the last couple of days how the Dodgers are good for baseball because A, there's a villain, and B, because even though they won the last 2 World Series, but they almost got picked off in the division series against the Padres 2 years ago, and obviously it was a game of inches last year between the Pages catch, the play at the plate there on the force out. I mean, all these different factors. And yeah, you could see that. So, I'm not sure. It's the 11 now. Ah. Florida actually beaten UCLA 4 times. Oh, wow. In 2014. Yeah, that's something I have to pay attention to moving forward. Next year and beyond if UCLA and Florida match up in a tournament. Or maybe they could match up in a regular season Maui Invitational type of deal too. Yes, they do. And I hope they beat them. Hope your Bruins, hopefully in a big spot. Imagine like a regional final. Ooh. I mean, better yet, you want them in a championship game or in a semifinal. But that'd be good. Is there an East Coast bias in sports reporting? Oh, absolutely. 100%. And I try not to go there either with that. I want to be fair across the board. But yeah, there is East Coast bias. Yankees, Red Sox, or, they talk about rivals and they talk about, what's going on in the sport. Because, yeah, a lot of the people in the East Coast are not watching the West Coast games because they're late. And, yeah, I agree and believe that. Tremendous Ted, it's beer 30 somewhere. Is that the equivalent to it's 5 o'clock somewhere? So beer number 30? Whoa, that's a lot of beers. Let's see. They sure do. And Moses Moody's going to be out probably for God knows how long. Yeah, the Brandon Posemskis of the world and Gary Payton too. I mean, they have an older team. Horford, Curry, Draymond, Porzingis, Jimmy Butler. I mean, And that's not to say Porzingis is old, but between the injuries and now, the guy can't stay healthy. But Porzingis has to be, 30-ish? 31 maybe? All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. I'll see you in about 12 minutes or so. Oh, this is a good one, Vic. Solution to Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl drought. Jerry Jones has to stay away from any personnel moves and bring in a guy that's going to make decisions on their personnel. He's got to stay out of the way. That's the first solution, and probably the biggest one. Yeah, I've heard that one. And DT, that's also like Michael Hunt. You know that guy? If you make it short, Mike, yeah. That's one of the oldest in the book. Oklahoma City. I'm sure he is. Michael Hunt. Teammates from many moons ago. Warriors should drop that 7'9" guy out of college. Oh, the kid in Florida? All right, let me check one last thing before I sign off. Hold on. All right. Here we go. Eagles have to leave football for the Cowboys to win. Yeah. That's a good one, Donavis. All right. Tremendous, Ted. All right, guys. I got 10 minutes. I'm going to sign off. Get ready for right here on the channels for Tremendous Ted to DTG. Vic seeks peace. Now, I'm not going to react to any of your comments right away because I'm just going to talk sports for the first hour. Then I'll go back to your comments, whatever that may be. But yeah, latest podcast coming at you in 10 minutes right here on the channel. Link is in the description, all that. Fuqua, hey, stretch that leg out, rest it out. Please let me know your status. All right? And yes, LGM, I'm ready. Yes, Seth Curry is old. Tremendous Ted, thank you. I appreciate that. If you like sports, love it, gotta have it, can't get enough of it, this is the channel for you, I promise. Porzingis is good, he played yesterday. All right. They need more of him if they're going to try to do any damage here in this postseason or in this upcoming playoff as the team that will be in the play-in. Cowboys still have more championships than 95% of the league and haven't won a Super Bowl in 30. That's true, too. But the crazy thing is they haven't been anywhere near a Super Bowl since that time. But since then, the league has caught up a little bit. The Patriots surpassed them. Steelers surpassed them. Niners haven't. And the Niners don't get a lot of flack because they've been in Super Bowls recently. That's why. But, Porzingis, you sound like an East Coast coach. Well, I live on the East Coast in New York, so maybe that helps. All right. So, with that said, people, I'll see you in 8 minutes. Thank you so much for hopping on this podcast pregame. And as always, in the blood and the DNA talking sports. Much love to you guys. Respect, everything for hopping on board, spending your precious minutes in life to be a part of this. And hopefully I'll see you in a few. And until then, on the flip, baby.